friends, welcome back, and today we are going to study another chapter from class 10. And as I told you, this chapter, we are studying the basic mathematics only to improve in class 11th and 12th, as a lot of students who come in 11th and 12th, they do not know the basic mathematics. So we are giving these free lectures for all those students so that when they come in 11th and 12th, they at least know the basic mathematics, board mass, basic equation solving, and that basic mathematics skills, right? So today we are going to take this chapter, surface area and volumes. I think it is chapter number 13 from the NCERT. So you can download the NCERT if you do not have from ncert.nic.in. I think this is the website. So let me also open the chapter. I have downloaded it. So yeah, this is chapter number 13. So I will be doing all the examples and you have to do all the exercise questions. And if you have any doubts, you can write in the comments and connect with us. Yeah. So this is just a free lecture and the free NCERT will be solving with you, right? So surface area and volume. So let us understand the basics first. So see, suppose there is a cube. There is a cube. We need to find the surface area. So how many sides are there in a cube? So cube is about that Rubik's cube that you solve, or maybe your room is also a cube if it has equal dimensions, right? So how many faces are there in a cube? The base, floor, roof, and the 4 walls, right? So that means there are 6 faces in a cube. If this is A, so what is the area of this face? That is A square. And how many faces are there? 6. So that means the surface area of cube, this is the total surface area of cube, that is 6A square, right? Simple. So if I take another thing, suppose a cuboid. So these are very basic things, and if you understand the basics, you can connect with the higher things very well. If you do not understand the basics, if the roots are not strong, the tree won't go up high. Yeah, it can fall. So suppose there is a cuboid. So in the cuboid also there are 6 faces, right? So 6 faces are in a cube. So cuboid is like a long room. You have a long room. So there are 6 faces. So let us see, this is length, this is height, right? And this is the breadth. So what is the area? So if you see the area, it will be how much? So what is the area of this? It is L into B. It is a rectangle. L into B. Similar is the area of the roof. That means 2 times. If I consider this, what is the area? So this is B, this is H. H and B. Right? B and B, H and H. So that means the area is B into H. Similar is the area of this surface, that means 2 times. Plus, now there are this whole thing here and the same thing on the back side. So what is the area of this side? It is L into H. Same thing on the back side. So that is the total surface area of cuboid. Right? Very simple. So you do not have to cram it. You have to simply imagine things, you have to understand things, and you have to relate the things with your actual living. Right? You live in a room, and if a circle comes, so you ride a bicycle or a car, so it has a tire. So I am erasing this, right? So this is something which you have to imagine and relate with the real life things, and then you have to remember it, right? You do not have to simply cram it. Suppose you have this cylinder. So you have this cylinder of radius R and this is H, right? So see, there are 2 bases. One base is there, one the top surface, and whose area is pi r square. Pi r square 2 times, so 2 times pi r square. Now if I open this, suppose this is like a container, right? If I tear the container from in between and I open it, what becomes? It becomes a sheet. So if I tear it here and open it up, it becomes a sheet. What is the height of the sheet? H. What is the length of the sheet? So if you open it up, it is 2 pi r. The length is 2 pi r. So that means this area is how much? 2 pi r into h. So that means the total surface area of a cylinder, it is 2 pi RH plus pi r square 2 times. Right? So again you have to imagine and relate. Small r and capital R is the same thing. Right? Now if you talk about the curved surface area, it is how much? 2 pi r into h. 2 pi r into h. So if you talk about the curved surface area of cylinder, it is 2 pi r into h. Total surface area is this. Getting my point? So this is how it is. So a lot of things, you know, when you learn integration, then also you can derive the things, and you know, it adds on to your another approach of thinking. Integration you will learn in the higher classes, right? So if you have this circle, so circle's circumference, I hope you know that is 2 pi r, right? If this is a disk, so what is the area of the disk? That is pi r squared, which we have already used, right? If you talk about the sphere, sphere means a ball you have in hand of radius r. So this is a 3D figure. Cylinder was also 3D. So what is the area here? It is 4 pi r square. So the area is 4 pi r square. Okay, so how do you get it? You can get it from integration. Now you have to remember it. It is 4 pi r square, right? So if you have a hemisphere, that means half a sphere. So half a sphere is like this, right? So what is the area of this? It is pi r square. What is the area of the curved surface? Half of this. That means 2 pi r square. So what is the total surface area? Total surface area of hemisphere, that is 3 pi r square, right? And if you talk about the curved surface area, only the curved surface area of hemisphere, that is 2 pi r square. Yeah, getting my point? So this is the thing which you have to understand, and then remember, simply not cram the things. Yeah. And what else is left? So if you have a cone, right? So this is r, this is h, and this is the slant height L. So first of all, this is a right angle triangle. You can write down L square is equal to h square plus r square. This you can use. What is the area of the curved surface? Curved surface means it is curved, right? So area of the curved surface here, curved surface area of cone, that is your pi r L. Yes, pi r L. And the total surface area, that is pi r L plus the surface area of the base, that is pi r square. Yes. So these are some basic things which you have to understand in this chapter. And let us proceed with the examples. We'll take one example each and solve it. Yeah. And exercises you have to do on it on your own. And share this video with all your friends, because I want everyone to benefit from it, so that people can go easily with a very good marks in 11th and 12th. Yeah. So they don't have to repeat it. So let us just open the book. Surface area and volumes. So there can be many examples, like the first photo that you can see in the book, it is of a truck carrying some cylinder, right? So there can be many live examples. Let us take example number 1. So example number 1, so the figure is like this. Okay, so this is 3.5 centimeter. The whole thing is 5 centimeter. So Rashid got a plain top, lattu, yes, as is present, but the present which surprisingly had no color on it. He wanted to color it with crayons. The top is shaped like a cone and surmounted by a hemisphere. Entire top is 5 centimeter in height. Diameter is 3.5. What is the area? So he has to color this figure, and what is the area? So what is the area? So he has to cover this curved surface here, which is a cone, that is pi r L. Plus he has to color the top surface, that is 2 pi r square, right? It is a hemisphere. So this is the area which is asked in the question. Now we have to put the values. What is r? So r is 3.5 by 2 centimeters. This is the diameter, this is the r, right? Now what is L? The slant height. So first of all, let us calculate this. This is how much? Total minus r. That means 5 minus this length, which is 3.5 by 2. Right? So this is the small height h. Total minus 3.5 by 2. Now from here, if you use a Pythagoras theorem, so we know h square plus r square is equal to L square. We have L from this side, right? We know h and r. So we know L, we know r, we know r. We can calculate the area, right? I'm not doing the calculation, but I hope this much you can do at least, right? Calculations. So let us also see the solution. Yeah, so 2 pi r square they are using, 2 pi r square, and then they are using pi r L again, right? And r obviously they are using 3.5 by 2, and then h L also they have calculated by the same method, right? Exactly. So this is the solution. I hope you have understood it. Let us move on to the next example. Example number 2. So example number 2, you have something like this. So this is 5 centimeter. This is also 5 centimeter. This is 4.2 centimeter. Okay. So let us. This is also 5 centimeter. They are not appearing to be equal, but they are equal, right? So the question is decorative block shown the figure is made of two solids, one cube and the one is hemisphere. The block, base of the block is a cube of h pi. Hemisphere is given with a total surface area of the block. So we have to find the total surface area. Okay. So see, what is the total surface area? If you talk about the cube, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 sides are there which are uncovered. Yeah, one side has this hemisphere. So what is the area? So area is 5 square, 5 times 5 into 5, that is 5 square. How many times? 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? This side is also there, but we have to subtract the circle here and add the hemisphere here. Right? So we can write down again plus 5 square, but we have to subtract pi. We can take small r as 4.2 by 2. 4.2 by 2. So minus pi small r square, but we have to add how much? 2 pi r square. Getting my point? So the hemisphere is of 2 pi r square, right? Which we have to, if we talk about painting, we have to cover that. But this portion is left as it is pasted on the cube, right? So 5 square into 5 sides were already there. 6 side was there, but we have to subtract this and add the hemisphere. So let us also check their solution, what they have done. So total surface area of cube minus base area of hemisphere plus curved surface area of hemisphere. Exactly. So they have done the same thing, right? Total surface area is 6 times this total surface area of cube minus the base of hemisphere. The base of hemisphere is this, and they have added this area. So suppose you have to paint the whole thing, you don't paint this portion, right? But you paint this portion. So that is why it is added. Okay. So calculation you can do on your own. Let us move to the next example. Example number 3. Example number 3. So it is like this. Okay, the figure is given. This is 3 centimeter. This is 5 centimeter. This is 6 centimeter. And this is 26 centimeter. So wooden toy rocket. This is a rocket in the shape of a cone, cylinder. The height of the conical, base of the conical portion. Well, the base of the conical painted. So that the conical portion is to be painted orange, cylinder portion yellow. Find the area of the rocket painted with each of these colors. Right? So they are talking about if the conical portion is painted orange. So this has to be painted orange, and the cylindrical portion yellow. So how much area has to be painted? Right? So see, if you paint this, first of all, let us talk about the orange color. So orange color is for the cone. So that is pi RL plus this area. How much? This area, the external area. This also you have to paint, right? Because this is a cylinder. You don't paint this portion, but the lower portion, this side, you have to paint. This is the part of cone. So how much is that? That is pi into the bigger circle minus the inner circle, right? So pi into 5 by 2 per square minus pi into 3 by 2 square. So one mistake that people do is they consider the diameter as radius, but the radius is 3 by 2, right? So you paint. This is the shaded portion area, this much, and this is the cone curved surface area, pi r. In this, what is r? It is the total radius. How much? That is 5 by 2. So 5 pi into 5 by 2 into L. Now what is L? The slant height you have to calculate. So this is 6 and this is 5, right? This is 6, this is 5. So how much is the length? The slant height, it is 5 square plus 6 square, right? So you can use it here and then you can calculate, right? I hope it is understood. So this is the curved surface area and this is the shaded portion area. Yes, so let us also see whether they have done the same thing or not. So they are saying pi RL plus pi r square, and this r they have taken, okay, same thing, talking about this. So r they have taken 2.5 and L they have calculated, and that is, so yeah, little mistake is there. So I have again used the diameter, so it is 5 by 2 square, right? 5 by 2 square. So 5 by 2 square, the radius has to be used. Okay, so yeah, rest all is okay. So they have also done the same thing. Talking about the cylinder, so what is this yellow portion? So yellow portion of the cylinder, it is 2 pi r h, 2 pi r into h, and in this, what is r? So r is the radius of this cylinder, that is 3 by 2, right? Into h is how much? 20. Because total is 26 minus 6, that is 20. So let us see. Pi 2 pi RH. So see, if this portion has also to be painted. So if this is separate, if this is fixed in the floor, you don't paint this portion. But if this is separate, you paint this portion as well. So you have to add this as well. That is pi r square, pi 3 by 2 square. Right? Equal to pi 3 by 2 square. So that is the final answer for this. Let us check. Area to be painted yellow, right? Yes, yellow. So 2 pi RH plus pi r square. Yes, so this is the answer. Okay. So I am erasing this question. Calculation you have to do on your own. Coming to the next question, example number 4. So there is this cylinder and some tanks sort of thing is given. Let us see. And there is some hemisphere that is given. It is 30 centimeter, and this is 1.45 meter. Okay. So Mayank made a bird bath. forest garden in the shape of a cylinder with a hemispherical depression at one end. Okay, so this is a bird bath for the bathing of birds. The height of the cylinder is given, radius is given, find a total surface area of the bird bath. So we have to find total surface area. See, so maybe he wants to paint it, right? So this is a depression. So this is where he will fill water, and the whole surface is there. So what will be the answer? So this is how much 2 pi r into h. So talking about the area, it is first of all 2 pi r, and you have to convert this into meter because this is meter. So 0.30, right? So 2 pi r into h, first thing, plus the base here. If we have to pay, pay in the base, that is pi r square, 0.3 whole square. Now this area also. So how much is this area? This is 2 pi r square. Right, this is the hemisphere, so it is 2 pi r square. So you just have to add these. The curved surface area of cylinder plus the base of cylinder, then the surface area of the hemisphere. Right, so let us just check. So they have done first 2 pi r h, same thing, right, plus make 2 pi r square. So see, they have not added this, so they are not painting this. Now this is a flaw. This is a flaw. In the previous question they just added this, and in this question they are not adding this. So I think this is a flaw. They have to paint this also, right? Let us just read the whole question again. My made a bird one total surface of the bird one. So I think this should also be added, right? They have just added the 2 pi rh curved surface area. They added this for the hemisphere. They have forgotten this. So if you paint that, because this is an air, you have to paint that as well, right? Because it can get rusted if it is of iron or something, so it can get rusted. Okay, so see, in the NCERT this is not given. So whatever is given in the NCERT, whether it is correct or not, you have to agree to that, right? So this is also one rule. So whatever is given in NCERT, right? So if you do not paint this, you have to remove this portion, right? You have to simply just add these two. That's it. So that's it. So this is the first exercise, right? You have to. So if you have any doubts in all these questions, you can comment, and just share this video with all your friends, right? More you share, see, the knowledge, anything is, it's about sharing, right? If you share happiness, happiness will come to you, right? If you talk to people with happiness, more happiness will come to you. So similarly, if you share knowledge, more knowledge will come to you, right? Because the other person will understand the thing. If he has doubts, he can ask you as well. You will make him understand, and your own concepts will improve, right? So share this video with all your friends and do the exercise. First exercise, do it. And if you have any doubts, write in the comments. We'll make the video on that question as well. And that's it. So for the rest of the questions, we'll meet in the next class, right? So till then, keep practicing. So make some daily schedule. Daily schedule, like you have to do 25 or 50 questions on daily basis of any subject, or all the subjects combined, right? 50 questions per day. So if you make such a schedule, your level will improve and your tensions will decrease, right? So this is a very good strategy. Thank you so much for joining. We'll meet in the next class.